I like MJ's face. We're gonna start in standing. Aww. Okay, so just if you like for that ease of transition, that's just why you start at the end of your mat. So if you like that ease of transition, start just at the tail end of your mat, hands on your hips, put a little bit of a firm handhold on your hips, like you're trying to squeeze your hips in, squeeze the skin, squeeze the muscle. And then as you start to rotate your hips, maybe just kind of tune in and feel those muscles moving underneath your hands. Take one more circle around in this direction, and then when you feel ready, circle the other way. Nice. Take one more circle around in this direction, and we're just going to transfer our weight onto our left foot. Right big toe is going to stay on the ground. We're just going to move the ankle around. We just want to make sure that we lubricate the joints that are going to hold that extended child's pose to start. So move your ankles, wiggle your knee, move that thigh bone in the hip socket. Maybe circle that foot the other way. Awesome. And then when you're ready, switch over to the other foot. Big toe stays on the ground, lift the heel and circle the ankle. Beautiful. And then take that ankle and circle it the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to find our way down onto the ground. So big toes together, knees out nice and wide. Come down into your version of extended child's pose you like. So I like my knees super wide to the outer edges of my mat, but you might readjust your knees so it creates a comfortable space for you and your knees feel happy and your hips feel happy. But find that spacing and then bring your belly and chest down, soften down to the ground, and then just take a few nice deep breaths here. So as we come into this extended child's pose, we're hitting this with some cold muscles. So think of this more as almost a yin posture. See if you can just let your muscles relax. Soften as much into this position as you can. We're going to be here for just a few more cycles of breath. So just kind of tune in and notice how your physical body is feeling here. Notice where your mind is at. Is your mind racing and want to jump off to the next position, or is your mind feeling soft and settled? There's no right or wrong, but just notice. And then just for a moment here before we move away from this place of stillness, tune into the physical rhythm of breath in your body. So notice your inhalation, notice your exhalation. You might start by just noticing the breath coming in and out of your nose if you're breathing through your nose. Maybe you'll notice that physical action of breath in the back of your body or in the ribs. And then maybe you'll notice a little bit of movement in your abdomen as well. Before we move away from this place of stillness, take a moment to set an intention here to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. With that intention set, we're going to stay in this low extended child's pose like shape, but now we're going to bring a little action into the arms. So we're going to stretch the arms out just a little bit with a little bit of activity in the arms. Spread your fingers, plant your palms, lift your chest just slightly away from the floor, and then we're going to take it into a sort of cat-cow from here. So the back half of the body is going to stay in that extended child's pose, but now we're going to bring a little lift in the chest, a little arch in the back, a little rounding of the back, a little rounding of the shoulders. Lift your chest, squeeze between the shoulder blades. It's not going to be a big grand movement, but we are moving into the spine a little bit. And then round your back and tuck your chin in. Do that one more time. Lift your chest, maybe lift your chin a little bit. Round your back, round your shoulders as much as you can, and then find a fairly neutral spine. Walk yourself up so that you're sitting up on your heels. Right away, we're going to take it into a twist. So left hand's going to reach towards the right knee, right hand goes behind you. Take a nice big breath. Awesome, and then release and take that over to the other side. Release and take that to center, and then we're going to lift ourselves up, but keep your knees nice and wide. Swing your toes out to meet, and then once you found your way here, right hand's going to come behind the head. We're going to lift the elbow up, get a little rotation in the upper part of the body, and then imagine you're taking your right elbow toward your left elbow pit. Lift your right elbow up, find a little rotation in the upper part of the body. Beautiful. Right elbow to right elbow pit. One more time, just like that. Lift the right elbow up, right elbow to elbow pit, and then find a neutral position. Release that hand, switch over to the other side. Left hand behind the head. Think left elbow to elbow pit, and then lift that elbow up nice and high. Create some space or rotation in the spine. Beautiful. Left elbow to elbow pit. Lift it up nice and high. One more time, elbow to elbow pit, lift it up nice and high, and then release to a neutral position, float that hand down. Now we're gonna step both hands out nice and wide. So knees are nice and wide, hands are nice and wide. Curl your toes under, start by just drawing your butt back towards your heels. Get a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. The wider position, just kind of tune in and notice. So you might notice there's less weight on your feet. So just kind of feel that gentle stretch. Take a nice big breath in. Keeping the toes curled under, lift yourself back up, and then lift up into a nice wide downward facing dog. Take one big breath here. Awesome, and then pick up your heels, lower your knees. We're gonna walk the knees back in so we find a tabletop position, so knees in line with the hips, wrists in line with the shoulders, and then once you found your way there, left hand, right leg are just gonna slide out. Toes and the fingers are gonna stay on the ground, but the torso is gonna stay as stable as it can. And then pause there for a second. If you were looking forward, if your head is slightly elevated, now can you look down at the floor, hold that nice strong position with the spine, slide your fingers back in, toes back in, switch to the other side. Left leg, right hand are gonna slide out, keep the fingers and the toes on the ground, gaze down at the floor, slide it back in, and now we're gonna take that a little further. Left hand, right leg are gonna slide out, firm up your abdomen, look down at the floor, lift your limbs up away from the floor while everything else stays as stable as it can. Wonderful, one more breath. With control, release all of that down, switch over to the other side. Left leg, right hand are gonna slide out, firm up your abdomen, and once you're there, gazing down at the floor, lift your limbs up, hold that nice and steady. Beautiful, with control, release that down. We're gonna move right into puppy pose. Keep your hips in line with your knees, walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead melt down and take 3 nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, slowly lift your torso just a little bit. We're gonna slide the elbows in. So elbows and forearms are gonna come down onto the ground. And then from here, we're gonna lift the heart forward, just a little bit of a lift of the chest, and then round your back, round your shoulders just a little bit. Lift your heart forward. We're just trying to find a little squeeze in between that shoulder blade area, and then round your back just a little bit. Do that one more time. Lift your heart forward just a little bit. Get that little squeeze in the shoulder blades. Nice. Round your back just a little bit. And now we're going to find our way into a Sphinx position. So with a fairly neutral spine, start to step your feet to the back end of your mat. Lower your knees down, hips touch down with control. Release your toes, and then think about pressing your front hip pockets down into the ground. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Elbows are going to energetically draw back towards the ribs. So we keep the compression in the back nice and active. Heart is lifting. Gaze is forward. Reach up through the crown of your head. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then soften everything up. Walk your elbows nice and wide. We're going to slide the toes out. So we're going to come through a crocodile position. So toes are going to come out to the corners of the mat. Stack your hands. Let your forehead rest and just take 3 nice deep breaths here without any efforting. Relax your butt, relax your shoulders, relax your back. Take one more breath here. We're going to keep the head resting on the hands. Hands are going to stay stacked, but now we're going to bend the knees and swish the heels or windshield wiper the heels side to side. So find a nice gentle bit of movement. Allow your back to be nice and loose. And then if you can tune in and notice, you might notice there's a little bit of a massaging action that happens to the quadricep muscles or the tops of the thighs. So maybe you tune in and notice that. Beautiful. One more swish of the heels side to side, and then we're going to float the toes down to the ground. Walk your legs in a little bit closer so feet are about hip width distance apart. Lift your head away from your hands. Hands are going to slide out, come alongside the shoulders. 3 low cobras here. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. Beautiful. 2 more to go. Inhale and lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, lower down. Now we're going to keep our head slightly lifted. Restack your hands, but now we're going to take it into that flapping fish. So we're going to stack our hands. The right knee is going to slide up and in. We're going to squeeze in at the side body as your right elbow and right knee hug in towards each other. Turn your head so that your left ear rests on your forehead. Get that little squeeze, that little compression, that right front pocket area. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lift your head, slide your elbows back to center, slide the right leg nice and long. We're going to switch over to the other side. Left leg is going to slide in, left elbow is going to hug towards the knee. So we get that little squeeze in the side body, and then pick up your head, turn your head. So right ear is resting on your forearm. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Lift your head, slide your elbows back to center, slide your left leg nice and long, and then unstack your hands, bring them alongside the shoulders, curl the toes under. We're going to push up to a tabletop position. So with control, come up to that tabletop, take 1 cat-cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back, neutral spine, and now we're going to curl the toes under and hover our table. So we're just going to pick the knees up and hold that strong position there. So abdominal muscles are engaged. Shoulders are nice and strong. Gaze down between your thumbs. Take 1 more breath. From here, lift up into your downward facing dog. Maybe take a pedal or 2 of your legs, but then when you're ready, we're going to take it right to the front of your mat. So look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a soft ragdoll fold at the top of the mat. Feet about hip or shoulder distance apart. Make some space for yourself here, and then just let everything dangle for a minute. Let your head be heavy. Let your arms be nice and heavy. Cool. Now we want to make sure our feet feel good and solid and anchored on the ground. We're going to take it into sundial. So we're going to catch hold of our elbows, start to find a little gentle sway side to side, just to make sure your feet feel like they're good and solid on the ground. And then we're going to go 3 circles to the right. So on your next inhale, circle it over to the right, all the way up and overhead. Exhale, swing it around and down, sticking with that direction. Inhale, take it up and overhead. Exhale, circle it around and down. 1 more time in the side. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you lower down. As you come to that bottom half of the circle, take a little sway side to side. And then when you're ready, we're taking it over to the left. Inhale, lift up and overhead. Exhale it around and down. Beautiful. 2 more times around. And then the next time you come to the bottom of that circle, stay there. Take a little sway side to side. Then when you're ready, relax your hold of your elbows, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a standing position. Take your time as you come up. Take 3 big giant shrugs of your shoulders, circle them around, down and back. Excellent. And then find that rock the baby sway. So we're just going to bend one knee and then the other, a little sway side to side, readjust your feet as needed so that this feels like a comfortable position. Let your arms be fairly loose and relaxed at your sides. One more little rock the baby sway, and then as you come back to center, we're going to walk backwards. So take a quick glance behind you, make sure your space is clear, and then we're going to slowly walk our way backwards. So we're going to articulate through the feet. Think toe, ball, heel. Land through the feet, nice and soft and controlled. Once you hit the back end of your mat, take a nice big breath. Lift your chin up to the sky. Exhale, tuck your chin down, bend your knees, roll your way down. We're going to walk ourselves out to a plank position. So once your hands touch down to the ground, walk yourself out to that plank. Take your time as you find your way there. Once you found that plank, broaden your shoulders, press through your heels, take one big breath. On your next exhale, take it up to a downward facing dog. Readjust your feet as needed. Lovely. Pick up your heels, lower your knees, come to tabletop position. Right foot's going to step forward into a 90-90 lunge. So we're going to step that foot forward, lift your torso up, readjust your legs as needed. Right hand is going to stay on the hip, left hand's going to reach up. Take 3 gentle side bends. Lean over to the right, bring yourself back up with control. Lean over to the right, bring yourself back up. One more time, lean over to the right. Bring yourself back up. Both hands are going to reach up to the sky, but now you're going to focus on your tailbone. So you're going to imagine you're curling your tailbone under with a little bit of an exaggeration so that we find some length and space through that front left pocket area. So both arms are going to reach up. Tailbone is drawing down. Lift your chest, lift your gaze, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Float your hands down, soften your tail, step that right leg back, switch over to the other side. Left foot's going to step forward, find your 90-90 lunge, lift your torso up, left hand on the hip, right hand reaches up, 3 side bends over to the left. Just going to a depth that feels good to you, but we're trying to find create a little space in that right front pocket area. Beautiful. Once you've completed those 3, think about drawing the tailbone down, exaggerating that space right through that right front pocket area. Both arms are going to lift up, lift your chest, lift your gaze, but keep the tailbone drawing down. Beautiful. With control, release your hands down to the ground. Step that right leg back to tabletop position. Curl both toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a soft ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. So we're going to find that 7 shape with the body. Walk your hands up to the hip crease. Once you've found that hip crease, press gently into the hip crease, lengthen through the crown of your head. So we want to imagine that our tailbone is reaching towards the tail end of the mat. Crown of the head is reaching towards the wall above or in front of you. Take one more breath. Relax that pressure on the hip creases, bend your knees, press into your feet, inhale, arms up, grab that imaginary beach ball above your head, exhale, sink right into a little chair. So think butt back, bend your knees, weight is in the heels just a little bit. So lift your toes and make sure that your weight's not too far forward in your toes. And then once you feel like you've found your way there, again, we're gonna draw that tailbone down. So we're gonna just draw it down just so that we feel the abdominal muscles kick on. And then once you're there, take one more breath. Beautiful. Press into your feet, lift up with control. Hands are going to float down, find the hips, transfer your weight onto your left foot, but hips are going to stay as level as they can. Lift the right knee up, hold that nice strong position. One more breath. Release that foot down. Hips are going to stay as even as they can. Transfer your weight onto your right foot. Pick your left knee up without the hips moving too much. Hold that strong position. Beautiful. Release that foot down with control. Find your mountain pose. Anchor down into your feet. Lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Knees bent or straight, just whatever feels good to you here. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the right leg back, warrior 2. Drop the back heel, turn the toes out. Right hand's going to pick you up. Awesome. And then through that warrior 2, we're going to come right into our triangle pose. So we're going to straighten the front leg. Back hip is going to reach out. We're going to stay nice and strong through the side of the body and then start to find your reach. So you might land at the thigh, the shin, your yoga block, big toe or the floor, whatever reach works good for you. And then think about pulling those bottom ribs forward. Top hand reaches up. Strong legs, strong side body, lifting energy up through that top hand. Take one more breath. Wonderful. Anchor into your feet. Keep your legs nice and solid and strong. Lift up, reverse your triangle. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up, and then right away, we're going to spin the hands down to the ground. Bend that front knee, pivot your back heel, circle your hands around. Beautiful. Take 3 bends and straightens of that front leg. Just nothing extreme, just to create a little bit of space through the back of that front leg. Nice. And now the next time you bend that front leg, stay there. Right hand's going to stay on the ground. Left hand's going to reach up for a little twist. Left hand touches down, plant your palms, step back to plank. Bring your knees down with control. Lower gently onto your belly. One low cobra here. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. We're going to push our way back to a child's pose. So big toes together, knees together. Press your way all the way back, butt back to the heels. Create some space for your belly and your chest, and then let everything soften for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. On your next inhale, lift up to a tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to a nice soft ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, warrior 2 to the other side. Step that foot back, turn the toes out. Left hand is going to circle you up. And then right away, when you feel like your legs are steady, straighten that front leg, pop that back hip out, reach long through the torso, find your handhold. That might be the thigh, the shin, your yoga block, or the big toe. Think about pulling those bottom ribs forward. Top ribs are lifting up towards the ceiling. Left hand reaches up to the sky. And then maybe if it feels comfortable, you look up towards the sky as well. Strong legs, strong side body. Lift up with control. Reverse your triangle. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up. Nice. And then we're going to circle the hands down towards the ground. Bend that front knee, pivot your back foot. 3 bends and straightens of that front leg. Doesn't need to be extreme, just to create a little bit of length in the back of that leg. Beautiful. Now, the next time you come into that runner's lunge, stay there. Left hand's going to touch down, right hand's going to reach up to the sky. Nice. Release that hand down, plant your palms, step right back to a plank, but then right away, bring the knees down, gently lower onto your belly. Once you're down, bend your knees, swish your heels side to side. One more little swish of the heels side to side, and then you might choose to just stay in a softer position, let your heels get kind of heavy toward your butt, or see if it feels good to just reach your hands back, see if you can catch hold of the blade edges of your feet or the tops of your feet or your ankles, whatever handhold works good for you. We're not gonna go into that big giant back bend. We're just gonna keep this looser hold here. So you might feel a little stretch around your knees, a little stretch around your quadricep muscles or the tops of your thighs. If you tune in and notice, you might notice a little bit of length or sensation through that front pocket area, a little bit of stretch in the chest and the shoulders. Take about 2 more cycles of breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, with control. So don't let those feet ricochet, just release them down with control. Push your way up to a tabletop position. We're going to curl both sets of toes under. Push your butt all the way back to your heels. So now we're getting that big stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Take 3 nice big breaths here. On your next inhale, lift the table, keep the toes curled under. Exhale up to a downward facing dog. Right away, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. As you come to the top of your mat, inhale to a half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine, bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up, grab that beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a chair, weight back into your heels. Curl the tailbone down, engage those abdominal muscles, stay nice and strong here. Take 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, fold your way down to the ground. Beautiful. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Now we're going to roll our way down into a little ball of yarn. So bend your knees, pick up your heels, roll your way down. And then once your butt hits those heels, set your butt down onto the ground, soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. Move right into your cobbler's pose. Once you've got your way there, we're just going to take a couple little flaps of the knees. So let your spine be nice and upright. Flap your knees just a little bit, bring a little bit of movement into that hip crease. And then we're going to hold at the top of that flap. So as your knees lift up, hold that position, hold it nice and strong. So feel your inner thighs get a little kicked on there, nice and strong. So rather than trying to get the knees to go down, we're going to try to keep the knees elevated. Find that position and hold it there for one more cycle of breath. Nice. And then relax the knees down. We're going to keep the legs in butterfly if you can, but come down onto your back. So with control, take your time as you lower your way down. Wiggle around anything that needs a little readjusting. And then once you come all the way down onto the ground, elbows in alongside the ribs, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to use our elbows as a little bit of leverage. Soles of the feet are pressing in towards each other, elbows on the ground. Exhale and lift your hips up away from the ground. So the little butterfly bridge, but we're going to hold it there. See if you can hold that strong lifted position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With control, release your hips down, knees together, toes together, inner thighs together. We're going to press the knees in towards each other. Nice active position. So push your knees in towards each other and hold that strong position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that position. Step your feet so they're hip width distance apart, hands down alongside the hips. Exhale up to your halfway bridge. So you're going to exhale, lift the hips up. Think about keeping the backs of your ribs connected to the floor, shoulder heads pressing down, arms pressing down. And then think about reaching just your knees towards your toes. So you're going to feel that little bit of space or length created through the tops of your thighs. Take one more moment. And then when you're ready, release your hips down to the ground. Right leg is going to come across the left, move right into a figure 4. But once you've got that figure 4, we're just going to take our hand to that right inner thigh and manually move it with your hand best you can. So the hand is going to do the heavy lifting. You're going to pull the knee in towards you and then push the knee away. Take about 2 or 3 more flaps of that knee with your hand doing most of the work. And then when you're ready, find that figure 4. Lift your left leg up, thread your hands through, either holding the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, just whatever handhold works good for you. And then draw your legs into your comfort level. Soften your shoulders, relax your abdominal muscles best you can. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, with control, release, step your right foot off the left. Left foot is going to come right across the right. So we're going to set that figure 4 up to the other side. And now left hand's going to do the work to start. So you're just going to hold on to your left thigh. Let your hand do most of the work best you can, bringing the knee in and out with just a little bit of movement. Awesome. One more little in and out, and then we're going to release that left hand, lift the right leg up, thread your hands through, find the handhold that works good for you, and then draw the legs in. Once you've got them pulled into the depth that works good for you, find that softness. Soften your shoulders, soften your abdomen. One more breath. We're going to release into legs up the wall. So release your handhold, float both feet up towards the ceiling, and then both arms. So start with the sort of dead bug situation, legs up, arms up. Legs are going to stay as steady and stable as they can. Right arm is just going to shake. So we're just going to give our right arm a good and gentle shake. Everything else is going to stay as soft and stable as it can. Left arm is going to come to stillness. Right arm is going to come to stillness. Left arm is going to get a good shake. Both arms are going to get a little stillness. Right leg is going to get a shake. Right leg comes to stillness. Left leg gets a good shake. And then legs come to stillness, arms are going to float down. So arms are going to be in that kind of anatomical position. And then just give everything a little soft wiggle. Make sure your shoulders feel happy, legs feel good about the position that they're in. Just allowing a little bit more time here to let gravity do a little work for you here. So if you can find some sense of softness in your belly, a sense of softness in your low back, take a moment to tune in. Just take 3 more big breaths here. From here, we're going to bend our knees so that we're in that sort of reverse tabletop position, but we're going to do that little SI reset. So left hand on top of the thigh, right hand behind the thigh. So we're going to do that opposite push-pull. Right thigh is going to push down into the right hand is going to resist. Left knee is going to push up into the left hand, and the left hand is going to resist. So find that opposite push-pull, hold that active position, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that position. Now switch hands. Right hand on top of the knee, left hand behind the thigh. Left thigh pushes into the left hand, and the left hand resists. Right hand pushes down into the right knee pushes up. So we create that opposite push-pull going the other way now, and then hold that resistance. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that position, gently pull your knees into your chest with a light little squeeze, and then maybe a light rock side to side. Awesome. One more little light rock side to side, and then hold onto your right knee. Left leg is going to go nice and long. A real quick supine twist. So take that left knee over and across the body. Right hand opens out nice and wide. Just one big breath here. Take a big giant inhalation. Soften with your exhalation. Inhale, pull your right knee into your chest. Left knee comes into meet. Both knees in the chest. Give a light little squeeze. And then hold on to your left knee. Let the right leg go nice and long. Supine twist to the other side for one big cycle of breath. So bring that knee over and across the body. Left hand opens wide. Head turns to the left if that feels good. Take a big giant inhalation. Soften with your exhalation. Inhale, pull your left knee back into your chest. Right knee comes into meet. Give yourself one last little squeeze. And then ask yourself, where would be your best Shavasana? Would it feel good to come to constructive rest, which can be supportive to the low back? Do you want a little bit more of that traditional shape? Walk your feet nice and long. Or perhaps you like to roll over onto one side or flip over onto your belly, or any other shape that feels nice. You might even choose to come back to legs up the wall, especially if you have a wall or a bed that you can throw your legs over. That's a nice way to keep it supported. Once you've found a position that feels good to your body, just take a second to work out all those little wiggles so your body feels super soft and super comfortable. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana just as long as you like. But if you feel called to do so, or if your day requires it, maybe you start to gently reawaken. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, invite some gentle movement into your limbs, whatever that means to you. Maybe take a moment just to notice the solidness of the floor beneath you. And then if you're feeling ready and revved up, take it into a big good morning stretch. Reach your arms up and overhead, reach long through your fingers and your toes. Take a nice big giant breath back into your body. And then in your own way and at your own pace, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. We want to have handhold access to our face and our chin. So find a seat that works good for you, that you can sit up nice and tall. Awesome. And then if you're wearing glasses, I'll say just for a second, take them off. We're going to take our two thumbs right to that space, right at the end of our eyebrows, where our eyebrows start to meet the third eye center. Find that little space there, and then just let your forehead for a moment rest on your thumbs. Take 3 nice big breaths. Assuming that it feels good as you keep this forward head tilt, you might choose to take your thumbs and draw them in little tiny circles, circle in one direction. Circle your thumbs the other way. Awesome. And then we're going to keep one hand on, one hand off, but we're going to take middle finger, index finger right to that third eye center, and then use your thumb to close off just one nostril. And we're going to take 3 breaths with one nostril closed and one nostril open. So pinch off one nostril, fingers to that third eye center, close your eyes down or eyes open. That's totally up to you. Take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. One more cycle of breath. Same hand, but now we're going to take our index finger, make it a little hook, and we're going to place the hook of that finger on the chin, and then the thumb is going to catch hold of the bottom of the chin. So we're going to make a little pinch of the chin, and then once you've got that little pinch of the chin, you're going to draw a tiny little circle, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. And then your free hand is going to come up to me, and you're going to make that little hook with the index finger, and then we're going to take both thumbs and both index fingers, pinch at the chin, drag and pull up the jawline up to where the jaw meets the ears, and then come back down. Pinch at the chin, drag and pull it up to the jawline or up where the jaw meets the ears, and then do that one more time. Bring it back in. Pinch at the chin, drag up the jawline up to where the jaw meets the ears, and then release your hands, stack both hands on top of the heart, bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. When you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday. You guys are so amazing.